you to all of our sponsors, Kerry Sparks, WFG, Randy Bongard, Price Mortgage, and Jenny Vega, Cutco. Some great value propositions there, you guys. I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I remember sitting through a lot of classes, nothing like this, but CE classes, and the sponsors would come up and they would talk, and I would like immediately start looking at my phone, or I would just check out. My eyes would roll, I'd fall asleep. And those were awesome, you guys. So great job, like keeping everyone's attention, and really some awesome value propositions there. So you guys definitely reach out to those three. They pay money to get in front of you, and they just want an opportunity to show you what they can do for you and earn your business. So you guys, thank you so much for jumping on today too, to learn about how to turn your contacts into commissions. I think a few people said contracts into commissions. Well, hopefully you're turning your contracts into commissions already. But I want to show you today how to turn your contacts into commissions, because we all have a lot of contacts, right? Whether it's our sphere of influence, our network, our database, our farm, a group of people we work with, our past clients, whatever that looks like. I want to make sure that you are able to turn 100% more of them into closed transactions over the next 12 months. That's my goal for you in today's session. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover 7 laws for what I call people generation. Okay, people generation. So not lead generation. And hey, I know a lot about lead generation, but I like to call this people generation because, number one, who wants to be a lead? Nobody wants to be a lead. Everybody, these are all leads, are people. And by the way, they're people that already have an agent. Keep that in mind. And they know, on average, nationally, we're all connected to at least 6 real estate agents, 1 degree, of separation, right? So you guys, how can we make more of an impact with our people? I'm going to share those 7 laws with you today. So thanks so much for jumping on. By the way, if anybody has any questions, comments, feel free to unmute yourself and shout those out. Okay. Happy to make this an interactive session today. So I know I'm going to do a lot of talking, but by all means, if you have something to say, please don't hesitate to say it. I love getting feedback, especially mid-class. So you guys, let's jump in today. Again, people generation, turning our contacts into commission. I'm Aaron Lacey, your psychology-driven digital marketing coach for real estate. And the psychology-driven aspect is really, how can we create more influence by understanding how people behave? Psychology is all about human behavior. And if we can understand how our potential clients, these leads, our past clients, they behave, what their needs are, and if we can be proactive with our behavior and our marketing, and the way that we engage with them, creating unique experiences with them, we're going to increase our business substantially. So that's why I love to lead with a psychology approach, but I help agents in all aspects of their business, really with a digital marketing approach. So lead generation, creating a strong online presence, etc. And by the way, I have one client, and I work with agents at no cost, you guys. So feel free to reach out to me at any time, getwithaaron.com. Okay, so that's who I am. I'm an NAR certified technology instructor. I am an author with Inman News. If you're not familiar with Inman News, great source of information for real estate agents. Go to inman.com, check that out. Awesome, you guys. Let's dive right in here today. So let's set the stage. And setting the stage, I want to start with this. This was a study recently done by Inman News, and they found that for every $82 a realtor spends on lead generation, they spend only $1 on retention. And retention would be those people that already know, like, and trust them. And so we're spending $82 on people we have no relationship with for every $1 we're spending on people we do have a relationship with. Now, I know it's harder to start a relationship than it is to maintain one. But for us, and I've been in your shoes, by the way, I've been licensed for 18 years. I've had my broker's license for 15 years. I've managed multiple real estate offices with hundreds of agents. I've been an agent. I've engaged in over 60 transactions myself over a period of time when I first started in real estate, and found that coaching was really where I like to be, the digital marketing side. But and maybe you can relate to this. I remember closing transactions thinking, that client for the transactions, connecting with Jenny, buying them some Cutco, as a closing gift, and then never talking to them again, just going completely dark. I don't know if you've ever done that. If you ever closed a transaction with somebody and not spoken with them ever again. But what I want you to do today is start to look at your past clients and these people that we're connecting with in a little bit of a different light, a little bit of a different lens. Another stat, according to NAR, 90% of home buyers say they would use their realtor again or refer them to others. Okay. But what's happening is that realtors are generating only 13% of our business from repeat clients and 17% from referrals. Okay. So we're always going out hunting. And if you've been in real estate for longer than 2 years, by the way, congratulations, you're part of the less than 10% that's renewing your license every 2 years. 90%, over 90% failure rate in this business. But you may be riding the roller coaster, right? That is real estate. And the reason there's a roller coaster is because we're not focused on those people that already know us. We're not focused on these relationships. So that's what I want us to really get a deep understanding of today, is how we can capitalize on existing relationships, because that's our greatest opportunity. Oftentimes I'll have agents come to me and say, Aaron, I want to generate more leads. And I say, well, I'm happy to help you generate leads on social media, on Google, whatever the case may be. But what are you doing to consistently stay in front of these people that already know you? And usually there's a lot of opportunity there. That's the low-hanging fruit. Psychology Today, one of my favorite publications, said that most people have to work consciously to master the skills necessary to make relationships endure and flourish. And I would say this, as a student of psychology and a student and just a life student in general, relationships are my biggest challenge in life. And I would say for most of us, that's probably the case. Relationships, right? They're very complex. But for you, I would ask you, how do you view your business relationships? How do you view your business relationships? Because with real estate, there's a lot of intermingling, right? We have Facebook personal profiles and business pages, but where does all the action happen on Facebook? It's not on our business page. You may not have even posted your business page in months because you probably just assume that page is dead. Nobody's seeing what you're posting. Well, I'd argue that it makes a lot of sense to keep posting to your Facebook business page, because people are seeing it, even though they're not engaging with your content there. But there's a lot of opportunity on social media for us to connect with more people and to see all these people we're already connected to as opportunities to close a transaction with, or an opportunity for someone to refer somebody else to us. We see dollar signs. And what I would say is there's nothing wrong with that, right? It can distract us, that's for sure, from really creating unique and authentic relationships. But really there's two ways, oversimplified, that we see business relationships, financially and emotionally, right? Either they make us money or they make us happy. And if they don't do either for us, we usually push those aside, or we ignore those. Or if they're too much work, we don't pay any attention to those. And I would say, why can't we have both? Why can't we get enjoyment from our relationships? And, Jenny mentioned this. I don't know if Jenny's still on the call, but she mentioned, I think she saw this in our last session. It costs you 5 times more, right? Or excuse me, you're 5 times more likely to close a deal through an existing relationship than you are through a new one. And it actually costs 7 times more money to land a new client than to sell through an existing one. And clients who are referred by a friend are 4 times more likely to buy from you. Okay. So it's way easier to generate business from people that already know us. It costs substantially less, and we're more likely to have one of those, come list me type of conversations, which are fantastic, right? Where there's no competition. You guys, there is really little to no competition within your network, within your sphere. So let's dive into my 7 laws of people generation. I'm going to go through each of these one at a time, then I'm going to summarize them at the end. And again, if you have any questions at any time, please don't hesitate to ask. I would highly encourage you, though, just to write down the 7 laws as I go through each, and then maybe write down a summary of what that law means to you, or maybe how you can apply that to your business after I cover each of these 7 laws. Okay, so law number one is understanding lifetime value. Understanding lifetime value. Okay, if this is the first time you've heard this, or really gone through lifetime value, you're in for kind of I think a surprise. I think it's really a new way to look at relationships. And there's an actual formula for what's called lifetime value. And the lifetime value is, what does this person mean to me over their lifetime from a financial standpoint? Okay. And the formula, again, oversimplified, is average transaction. So the average transaction at this price of the home that this person will close with me. So let's just say it's 500,000. So let's say you have client, Sally client, and she will likely buy or sell a $500,000 home multiple times. So that's average transaction, the first part. Second part, the second item in the equation is purchase frequency. How frequently will she be buying or selling? Okay. Roughly on average, it's every 10 years. So she's going to buy or sell a $500,000 house every 10 years. And the third variable on the left side of that equal sign is expected years of relationship. Let's say you'll be connected to her for the next 20 years. So that, if we look at the sum of all of those parts, that is the lifetime value of Sally client. Okay. And you can also incorporate referral transactions into that. So now, if we actually run a scenario, what's really interesting is Realtor.com actually has a lifetime value calculator right on their website, which is Realtor.com/lifetime value. And I'm going to actually switch my screen and show you what that looks like here. We're going to run a scenario with Sally client. So here I am right on the Realtor.com website. I went to Realtor.com/lifetime value. What I'm going to do first is select my state. So I'm going to select Arizona. I'm going to select my county. And let's just say Maricopa County. It's going to pull in the average home price. Is the average home price in Maricopa County $345,000? I think it's much higher. I would say it's probably $445,000 at this point. Let's just say $400,000. I mean, but I think the average home price in Phoenix is now $500,000. I think Scottsdale is $1 million. A lot has happened in the last 2 years, right? So let's say 400,000. Okay, the average home price. Commission rate. Let's just say we're on average, when we close a transaction, we get about 2.5%. Okay, 2.5%. Let's say our broker takes 10%. Let's say our probability of them working with us again, let's say that it's 25%. Okay, 25% probability of Sally client working with us again. Let's say that Sally's age is 55. That's the NAR national average for our clients. Let's say that she lives to 79. Okay, so that would be a 24-year relationship. Let's say that she's in her home 10 years, which is the national average. And let's say that she refers let's say she refers one person to us every 5 years. So that'd be 5 referrals over 25 years. Is that fair? Some fair assumptions? Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and click on calculate. Now, before I do that, Sally would be worth what? 2.5% of 400,000, which is what? 10 grand. She'd be a $10,000 commission to us if we were to look at her from a transactional standpoint. But over the lifetime of our relationship with Sally, she's worth almost $60,000 to us. That's a different way of looking at our clients. I no longer look at my clients as if they are just a single transaction. I look at them as if they are a stockholder, a shareholder, or an investor in my business. And if you look at your clients as investors in your business, as stockholders that you want to provide a return on their investment to, you're going to start providing more value to them. You're going to do more for them. You're going to recognize their birthdays more frequently, their anniversaries, right? You're going to be more in tune with their interests, their likes, their habits, their passions, their hobbies. And when you come across an article or an item on Amazon that may be something that they're into, you may send them that article link, or send them that thought, or share that location, or send them a gift just because. Okay. So again, we run that scenario. We figure out that our clients, these people that we know, they're not just a $10,000, $15,000 commission to us as a single transaction, but they're a full relationship that has a lifetime value of 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 or more, right? Again, a new way to think about people. And you may be thinking, or may not, Aaron, well, this doesn't seem very authentic, right? Jennifer said that Maricopa County is 423. Thank you for that, Jennifer. That's what I thought. I thought it was a lot more. This is not an authentic way to think about people, right? If we just think about them as, a commission or a dollar amount for us, then, I feel like that's taken the humanity out of the relationship. Well, here's the fact of the matter is, if you become close friends with your clients, great. But most of us aren't in the business of trying to find close friends. We're in the business of putting food on our table, right? And eventually retiring and spending time where and with who we want. And so that's where our clients come into play. Now we can make them feel good along the way, like we care about them, but they're not looking for a best friend either. Your accountant is not looking to become close with you. Jenny's not looking to spend weekends in Flagstaff with you. Okay. But she cares about you, right? She cares about your clients. And that's the name of the game here, is simply caring, but understanding how to make somebody feel good, feel valued, and keep them thinking about you over the lifetime of their relationship with you. Here's one other thing, one other food for thought item I want to share with you. And this may resonate with some of you. This is two ways of looking at the way that we operate. And this was a graphic that was created showing on the left side a transactional agent. You notice it's this guy kind of slumped over. And on the right-hand side, it's a relational agent. So again, agent on the left side in the yellow is looking at their clients, the people they engage with, their opportunities, their leads from just a transactional standpoint, one and done perspective. On the right, how can they get into a relationship with the person they're doing business with? So on the left-hand side, I just want us to point out a few of the traits and characteristics of the agent that is really just focused on transactions. There's somebody that only is focusing on the deal and not on the relationship. Only somebody that is thinking about the commission and not about the best interests of their clients. Only someone that wishes for things to happen, but doesn't set goals and make them happen. Somebody that blames others, lacks confidence, is inconsistent, really is driven and governed by their emotions, is having to ride that roller coaster of not just financial, commission, but also emotional well-being, monthly, yearly, loses touch with their clients, has no idea where their money goes, et cetera, et cetera. That's the transactional agent versus the relational agent who's very intentional with their time. They're setting goals. They're creating win-win scenarios with people. They're really managing their business on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month level. They have full control of their emotions. They're not multitasking. They're focusing on one task at a time. They're really operating from a place of abundance versus scarcity. And I would just, ask you to check in with yourself and make sure that you're operating as a relational agent, somebody that's coming from a place of abundance versus a place of scarcity, somebody that's coming from a place of there's enough for us all, right? We can all win versus if I win, you're going to lose, or if you win, I lose. Okay. It's an attitude, but I think that attitude resonates into our business. So just wanted to share that with you. And I thought it was a mind opener for me. This is such a silly graphic, but it was a really interesting mind opener for me, or an eye opener. So law number 2, know your people. So law number 1 was lifetime value. Law number 2, know your people. And my question for you would be, how well do you really truly know your network? Know what interests them, know what their hobbies, passions are. I've got an agent I'm going to share here in a little bit that uses a CRM and tags all of his, so he's got all of his network in a CRM, and he tags them with their interests, hobbies, passions. And what he does is when he comes across something, whether it's something he sees on TV or he reads, on the internet somewhere, he'll actually, let's just say it's about wine. He finds out there's a new winery that just opened, let's say in Southern California. Okay. I'm sorry, in Southern Arizona. And so, which there's some great ones there. There's some great ones in the Verde Valley. So he finds out about a new winery that just launched. And so then he goes to his CRM and he searches in his CRM for the keyword wine, because he's tagged those people that really like wine that are in his network. And he selects all the folks that like wine in his CRM, and he selects all of them, and he sends them all that article from him about the new winery that just opened in Southern California, or in Southern Arizona. Why do I keep saying California? You guys, that is relational. That's him knowing his people and delivering value to them on a regular basis. And he's constantly doing things like that, as I'm going to show you here in a second. One of my favorite authors, favorite brilliant marketing minds, Seth Godin. And by the way, I'm going to share with you at the end of this my favorite book by Seth. But he's written over 20 books. He's got a blog that he posts to every single day. If you go to I think it's seths.blog, or just search in Google for Seth Godin, you can actually subscribe to his daily blog newsletter. And he shares really, really valuable marketing, kind of psychology-based marketing news daily, his thoughts. In one of his books, he actually shared this passage, and I really, really like this. That's why I want to share it with you today. He said that it makes more sense to not worry about getting big. And I would say getting big would be equivalent to getting popular, right? And when I say popular, I always think of social media. We're always trying to generate more friends, more likes, more follows. But instead worry about being important. And then this is the key phrase: seeking out the smallest viable audience, because that audience will demand that you do something special. And if you do, they'll tell their friends. And, the whole concept of small viable audience, I equate this to real estate in the sense that, let's just say over the next 12 months, you want to generate, let's say your goal is to generate 24 transactions, right? You want to close 24 homes over the next 12 months. So that's 2 homes a month, right? That would be a decent income, especially if you're earning, $10,000 per closing or more. That's $20,000 a month. That's over $200,000 a year. That's not bad, right? Not bad income. Here's what I would argue. If you were to make an impact with 24 people over the next 12 months, and each of those 24 referred one person to you over the next 12 months, that would be potentially 24 transactions over the next 12 months from 24 people referring one person to you. That is a small viable audience. What I would say is, who would those 24 people be in your world that you could bring value to on a consistent basis, that would feel like you were the go-to for them and their friends and their neighbors and their family members to refer at least one person to you over the next 12 months? I'd argue that would be your best opportunity to generate business over the next year. And so again, figure out who those people are. Are they people that are in your phone, your network? Are they people that you're connected to on social media? Are they family members, friends, past clients? Maybe they're a combination of all of this. Maybe they're people that you're targeting, that you've been working on for years, right? A farm, a demographic farm versus a geographic farm. What's a demographic farm? That would be people that have something in common, not necessarily their location. So professionals, first responders, maybe you used to be a nurse, maybe used to be a teacher, maybe used to be in tech, maybe used to be in the hospitality industry. Maybe you're working on building your name within that group, within that audience. Okay. Again, it could be a geographic farm, right? But how well do we know them, and how can we consistently deliver value to them on a regular basis? How large is the opportunity? what does the opportunity look like? Okay. So again, some food for thought for you as we really figure out how to deliver value to that audience. Okay. So again, food for thought. I want you to think about your people. Now, let's go over law number 3, telling your unique story. Okay. Telling your unique story. And this is really what makes you, you. And this is not, just that you're a realtor with, XYZ Realty, but specifically, what is special about what you bring to the table? If a homeowner said, Roseanne, I'm so glad you came to my house to show me your marketing plan for listing my home. I've got 2 other agents that I'm interviewing. And what you showed me is incredible. It's fantastic. You're going to generate a lot of exposure for me. You're marketing my home well, professional photos. You're going to hold open houses every weekend. You're going to expose me to this huge database of buyers. But what is unique about what you're doing? Because the other 2 agents I interviewed said the same thing. So what makes you, you? What's unique about your service offering? What's unique about your value proposition that nobody else can say that they share? Okay. Because that uniqueness about you is what others will tell for you in order for you to generate referrals. It's the story. You're going to empower others to share that uniqueness with other people. And that's how you'll get more referral business, is by sharing your story. Now, that story, that uniqueness can be in the form of a bio. It can be in the form of a bio video, right? It can be ingrained, embedded into your listing presentation, your marketing. It can just be something that you tell others. But it's what they use to tell their neighbors, their friends, and their family about you, to really turn those people into referrals for you. And so here's what I would say: your unique selling factors. It's what gives you confidence in how you're different than average. Like if you've ever called on a for sale by owner or an expired, or any number of kind of those life-changing leads that you can get from a title company, what I would say is that you get phone numbers and email addresses for, and maybe you call on some of those. This will give you confidence that you're different than average, and you can speak with that certainty and that confidence in that conversation. They'll give you more ammo and advantage for reaching out if you're in alignment with what that uniqueness is. For this condo group, this condo agent, they found that their uniqueness was that they sell condos faster and for more money. So that could be your uniqueness. Your uniqueness could be that you have a unique selling program called the Home Sellers Advantage Program that incorporates something that others aren't bringing to the table. Or the fact that you've just named your program means that it's unique. Okay? Because other agents that you're competing against may just be sitting across from Sally Homeowner saying the same thing. Hey, we're going to list your property. We're going to do this, that. We're going to get exposure for it, open houses, right? We're going to get professional photos. We may even do a virtual tour. We may do, a floor plan, et cetera. But the other agents may have that. Now, if you package that up and put a bow on top, that could be your unique value proposition. If you say, well, we've got the Platinum Sellers Program, nobody else has that. Well, that's a true statement. And that Sally Homeowner may go, wow, I like that program, even though the program is the same offering as the other agents. What is your uniqueness? What can we say that's true for us that is not true for anybody else? And here's what I would say: craft your message, write it down, even if it's one sentence, right? And also what you want to do is show how that's created results, because at the end of the day, buyers and sellers only care about results. Buyers only care about a closed transaction. Sellers only care about a closed transaction, highest sale price, as easy as possible. Okay, least amount of headache. So an example, over the past 8 years through my Sellers Advantage program, I've sold over $100 million in homes, assisted over 65 families buy, sell. Or I've sold 8% faster than average agents and netted sellers 2% more than everybody else. If you are in tune with what your numbers are, you'd be surprised how they exceed the average agent. And the reason for that is the average agent sells how many homes a year? 3 to 4 homes a year. You're in direct competition with that average agent. The average agent is closing over 50% of the business that's doing 3 to 4 deals a year. You're above average. Show your clients, show the world how you're above average. Show your sphere how you're above average. If you can show them how you're exceeding market average, they're going to be more likely to refer you. And you're going to feel a lot more confident again in your approach. This is an agent that created just a bio video, wrote his bio, or I like to call it your agent story, and then memorized it, and then set up his camera, hit record, and just told the story right to the camera, and then posted his video on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, and shared it on Facebook and Instagram. He got over 3,000 views in that video. If you notice down there at the bottom. And here's the thing, you guys, how many of us have shared our story from our perspective using video, right? We all have bios that we've posted to and shared on Zillow or Realtor.com or a Google business profile, or, wherever, our brokerage, website. But have we taken that to the next level and created a video from that bio? Wouldn't people love to see that video versus just reading our story? They'd love to see us and hear us speak it. But the other thing is, it's valuable ammunition for them to share with others. Imagine if your neighbor, or someone that knows you, someone in your sphere, your network, is either, has a friend, family member, or neighbor that's looking to buy or sell, and they go and search for you on Google, and they see a video of you telling your story and your uniqueness. They take that video, and that's what they send over for you to generate your next referral with. Makes it really, really easy. What a great item of value. So now no longer does that person need to talk about you. They can just say, hey, I'm a big fan of Dustin. Check this video out. Here's who he is. Where do you post that to? Where can you share that to? I'd add that to my email signature. I'd post it to Facebook. I'd pin it to my business page. I'd make it my featured video on YouTube. I would add it as a profile highlight on Instagram. You can add video to your summary section at the top of your LinkedIn profile. Your Google business profile allows you to add videos to it. Your website, I'd add it to the about section of the website, or I'd even add it to the homepage of my website. You guys, this is your most valuable video that you could create, because it creates that human to human connection between you and your audience. Arena asked, can you share the YouTube link? You know what? Let me figure out how to get you a YouTube link for some awesome agent bio videos that are posted to, actually, if you search YouTube for Climb Real Estate, I just posted that to chat. Search YouTube for Climb Real Estate. It's actually a real estate company that no longer exists, but the one thing, because it was purchased by another company, but the channel is still up. And what that small company in the Bay Area did was they had all of their agents record short, I'm talking 1-minute bio videos that are very impactful. They're awesome, you guys. So check those out when you get a chance. Okay, so let's move on, you guys. I know we've got about 15 minutes or so left. Law number 4, mindshare psychology. This is where I get into the psychology of things. Usually this is where I lose a few people, you guys. So bear with me on these psychology concepts, but these are ways for you to stay top of mind. So I just want to, I want to explain, I want to introduce the concept. Some of these you've probably heard before. I want to just explain what it means and then explain how you can use it in your business. So I just want to set kind of a precedent here for our mind share. We think people are thinking about us more than they actually are. Okay, that's first and foremost. But the fact of the matter is, people forget we're in real estate every 3 weeks. And now we're actually seeing that it's roughly 2 weeks And there's direct science to this. Now, it's not that they're forgetting about us. They just forget we're in real estate roughly every now 2 to 3 weeks, unless we remind them in one way, shape, or form. Okay. And so that's why staying top of mind and performing regular and consistent outreach to our people is so critical, because we're more distracted than ever before. I mean, hey, we've got things buzzing. We've got people at our door, things, apps trying to grab our attention. I mean, our phones are like slot machines now, right? Scientists say that we're inundated with over 2,000 attention grabbing messages and alerts and notifications every single day. How insane is that, right? Our attention spans are now bordering on 7 seconds. We have 7-second attention spans, and it's decreasing more and more every day. And I'm going to blame technology for that. I'm going to blame apps like TikTok for that. But the fact of the matter is, a goldfish has a longer attention span than we do, right? Goldfish has a 9-second attention span. Humans have 8, bordering on 7-second attention span. So to think that your network remembers that you're in real estate when their neighbor says, hey, Adriana, I think we're going to move. And that neighbor who is a past client of yours says, at this point, they can go one of two directions. One is, you know what? I know a great agent for you, someone that's really stayed in touch with me really well. Reach out to them. Or, where are you going to move to? Well, it sounds great. Well, stay in touch with us. We'd love to know where you go, and we'd love to stay in touch, right? Now there's nothing worse, right? But you don't know when you've missed out on those opportunities. So here's what we're going to do, you guys. We have a ready and able sales team at our disposal. We just need to remind them we're creating success in real estate. So I'm going to share with you some psychology concepts here. Number one, the Zeigarnik effect. You might have heard of this before. The Zeigarnik effect is defined as the fact that we have stronger memories for uncompleted tasks versus completed ones. In other words, we think about things more that are uncompleted versus completed. And we're all thinking about things right now that we need to do, right? Those are occupying top of mind, right? Top of mind space. We could consider some of those things anxiety, right? Anxiety. What are we having anxiety over? Anxiety over our kids doing something, us needing this, us closing a transaction. They're uncompleted tasks. And here's the thing. Once you complete a task, like, I just had to repair the door on my refrigerator because I wasn't about to order a new refrigerator. It would take years. Arena asked, is this the third law? This is the fourth law, mind share psychology. And again, I'm going to summarize all these laws up at the end. Okay. But I had to, get my refrigerator repaired, and it took months to get the part. And all the while, that refrigerator is at the top of my mind because I'm waiting for that to be repaired. It got repaired 2 days ago. I haven't really thought about it ever since, other than the fact that when I walked up to that refrigerator, the right door opens nicely versus being broken. Okay. You guys, that's the Zeigarnik effect in play. How can we incorporate this into real estate? A couple of different ways. First way is by performing regular communication with our network. If our people know that we are going to be reaching out to them with a phone call, an email, something in the mail on a regular basis, they are going to anticipate it, and it will create that open space within their mind where they're thinking about and anticipating, expecting that communication or that thing from us on a regular basis. Okay. And if we continually do that, we're going to occupy mind share with them. Another way, and you may have heard of a feedback loop or a dopamine pathway, is through social media. If we're consistently engaging and commenting on their posts, or consistently communicating with them over Messenger or direct messages, that's another way we can tap into the Zeigarnik effect, and which is creating this loop, right? Where they're thinking about, where they do something or we do something for them, they're thinking about us, and then the loop closes and then we reopen it. For example, when you post on Facebook, that's the Zeigarnik effect in action, because you now are waiting for people to engage with that post. You're thinking about your post, are you not? We all do that. And we get rewarded when people engage, when they like, when they comment. We get these dopamine hits, right? But that is the Zeigarnik effect in action, right? We wait for that reaction, we get rewarded, and then we post again, okay? So multiple ways to tap into Zeigarnik effect with your clients. Another way is inviting them to events, maybe a client appreciation event. Maybe it's where you rent out a movie theater or you do a picnic in the park or something like that, right? The event that takes place months from now keeps you top of mind with them because they're thinking about you, because they know they're going to be seeing you soon. Okay. Does this make sense, everybody? You guys, that's the Zeigarnik effect. If you want to dive into that deeper, search for that in Google. Search for that in Google. Arena, yes. Climb Bay area is the YouTube channel, and that has the videos that you're looking for. Let me just switch over that real quickly, you guys. I think this is so important to have a bio video. I'm just going to shift gears back to that bio video. Arena found this for us. Climb SF Bay Area, Climb Real Estate. And if you look at the Climb Agent Studio, these are those videos I talked about. They're all about a minute long. They're fantastic videos. Now, you don't need to incorporate the colors. You don't need to incorporate any of the fancy stuff. And in fact, again, if you just set your phone up on a tripod or mounted it somewhere where it stayed steady and you have good lighting on your face, where, you know, that video, that camera can hear you well, that's a successful video. Keep it short and sweet. Okay, you guys, let's jump into the next. So again, we're on law number 4, talking about laws of psychology or psychology, mind share, power of reciprocity. You've probably seen this gentleman, Robert Cialdini, the author. He said that if someone does something for you, you naturally want to do something for them. The power of reciprocity. How can we tap into this in real estate? If you do something for somebody else, they're going to be thinking about you and looking for the next opportunity to reciprocate. And that something could be when it's their birthday next. You could simply send them a video message saying happy birthday over Facebook Messenger, over text message. They know that took time, that took effort. That is something of value. Now, just typing something onto their Facebook page, it's going to get lost with the other 100 people that posted, right? So what I would say is deliver something of value. It could be a gift. It could be something that's just meaningful, that took time to create. It could be, like I mentioned before, they like wine, you send them an article related to wine. That's going to trigger the law of reciprocity. And sometimes they don't need to deliver something in response to you that's valuable. All we want them to do is just be thinking about you. And if you're consistently showing that you're thinking about them, they're going to reciprocate. Okay, that's the power of reciprocity. We're going to tap into another mindshare psychology, and that is frequency illusion, or the reticular activation system, which you may have heard of in the past. And that is the concept of, and pardon the creepy photo, right? Look at that guy's eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing you everywhere. That's actually where your conscious mind is being fed by your subconscious mind. How can we get to a place where our network says, wow, Stu, I am seeing you everywhere. Wow, you're everywhere. Well, how can we be everywhere at once? We can't, but we can leverage the power of technology to be everywhere at once. And here's a couple of ways we could do that. Let's say we specialize in a specific area, geographic area. We have a farm area. We're doing open houses in the area. Maybe we have yard signs in the area. We're on Facebook advertising to the area, right? So they're seeing us in person. They're seeing us online, digitally, right? They're thinking, and maybe we're mailing things out to those people in the area. They go, I'm getting things from you in the mail. I'm seeing you on social media. I'm seeing you're at the open house. I see your signs out. Wow, you're everywhere. That's you tapping into the frequency illusion right? That's them feeling like you're everywhere. That relates and creates a sense of mind share for you in their minds, but also a sense of success. And that's what we want to do, you guys. And the last one I'm going to touch on today is social proof. And social proof comes in the form of people trusting others and making a decision based on what other people are doing. And that would be reviews, ratings, testimonials. Okay. When was the last time you went to Amazon and purchased something without looking at the ratings and reviews, especially if you're purchasing something for the first time, right? We always look at those ratings and reviews to make a good decision because we inherently trust each other, because human beings, we're pack animals, we're herd animals. We've somehow survived 50,000 generations by trusting each other, and we still do that. And by the way, you guys, if you don't have a Google business profile that you're sending people to for those reviews, I highly encourage you to do that. And the Google business profile can be set up at business.google.com. Business.google.com. Set that up, you guys. That is your most important online profile. It's the first profile that people see when they search for you on Google. And we're finding out now that 90% of people that are finding out about you or that are looking to re-engage with you or refer you are turning to Google to vet you out to make sure you're still in business. You're still the go-to. Okay. Here's Tammy's Google business profile. I did a search for her. You'll see her results on the left side, her Google business profile on the right side. This is what that looks like. Okay. Again, business.google.com. Law number 5. We've got about 5 minutes left today. Law number 5. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Looks like everyone's still here, you guys. I haven't scared too many people away yet. Law number 5, deliver value. We talked about delivering value in the form of gifts, in the form of thinking about somebody and sharing with them things that we know they're interested in. So again, what do they find valuable? You guys, this is a quick 5-step outreach game plan. I'm going to go through this a lot quicker than I normally do. But you'll have the replay available on the WeServe YouTube channel. I know these are also posted on the WeServe website. So go back and reference this 5-step outreach game plan, but it's going to basically break down what you want to do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Those are the 5 different steps. And again, you don't have to do all of these things. Just incorporate 1 or 2 of these things into your outreach game plan, right? Your top of mind game plan. So what I would say for you daily, these are some, again, good practices for what you should be doing daily. Social media. Since the average American adult is on social media for over 45 minutes a day, it's where they're spending their time and attention. Over 80% of your network is on social media every day. It's a great way to get in front of them. Here's what I would say. Go onto Facebook and favorite somebody, favorite your top 30 people. If you're asking, Aaron, how do I favorite? It's called the See First opportunity. Let me actually show you. I'm going to share my screen with you right now, and I want to share with you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to go over to my first person that shows up. I'm going to just go over to a friend that I'm connected to on Facebook, Alexandra Sorensen. I'm going to put my mouse over her name. I'm going to go down to where it says friends. I'm going to click on that, and I see this favorite option here. I can do that for up to 30 people. What happens when I favorite Alexandra is that now when she posts to Facebook, her post will show up at the top of my newsfeed. I override Facebook's newsfeed algorithm for people that I care about, especially people that can be influential in my business. If I know that Alexandra is willing to refer someone to me over the next 12 months, remember, I just need to get 1 referral from 24 people in order to make over $200,000 in the next year, right? If Alexandra is going to refer 1 person to me, I'm hopeful, I'm confident she will, then I'm going to make her a favorite. And guess what? When she posts to Facebook, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to authentically and intentionally respond and engage with her content just to show her that I care about her. That taps into that feedback loop. That taps into the law of reciprocity. It taps into multiple of these laws of psychology. Okay, I'm going to do that for up to 30 people. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, so let's dive back into this. So daily, I'm going to tap into those people. and I'm going to authentically engage in their posts. Number 2, bi-weekly. I'm going to send out an email. And by the way, this isn't monthly. This is bi-weekly, a market update. I'm going to send out a personalized email newsletter to my people. I'm going to subscribe to a free MailChimp account, and I'm going to load my contacts into there, and I'm going to use one of their templates, and I'm going to send out an email on a regular basis to my people. That's talking about the market. That's talking about what's happening with me and my business. Monthly, I'm going to do a direct mail. Just listed, just sold, a market update, curious about home value. And I'm going to ensure those 25, 30 people that I think are going to refer one person to me over the next year, I'm going to ensure that they're part of that direct mail strategy. Even if I'm farming an area, those 30 people, those 25, 30 people, they're going to get that postcard. Just listed, just sold, whatever that case may be. Even if they live somewhere way outside of that area, they're still going to get that piece. Quarterly, I'm going to call. I'm going to send them a message, something, a meaningful communication. I'm going to find out what they've been up to on social media and message them directly about whatever they've been up to. How was your trip to Fiji? I see that your dog passed away. I'm so sorry to hear about that. Whatever the case might be. And then yearly, I'm going to do something yearly. Whether it's a client appreciation party, something that is going to cause me to invite people to something, whether it's virtually or in person. Okay. All right, you guys, we're going to have to move quickly. We're almost out of time. Law number 6, create unique experiences. I want to share Jason Ferris, who's the agent that uses his CRM so effectively that he has turned from an individual agent to owning a brokerage of over 150 agents in less than 10 years. Jason lives in the Fresno market, Fresno, California. He actually started a website called fresyes.com where he posts about the community. In his first years in real estate, he did a little picnic at the park. I think he had 20 people show up. Within 10 years, that picnic at the park has turned into a festival in downtown Fresno because he's bringing value to people consistently. And he connected with local business people and asked if they wanted to get involved. Now downtown Fresno gets shut down where 30,000 people attend this festival once a year. You can actually Google this, the Fresyes Fest. He's the guy in charge of this. His top tips for nurturing his people, he uses CRM. He tags them based on what their interests and hobbies are, and then he performs outreach to them when he finds or hears about something related to something that they care about. Okay. Again, I'm going through these slides. You can jump back onto the video to view these. But get together with your people, create face-to-face opportunities as often as you can. And my last law, number 7, set micro goals, otherwise known as KPIs. For those nerdy folks out there, the KPIs or micro goals. Micro goals are, I have an agent that has those little army figurines. She sets up 10 on her monitor every day. And she, for every call that she makes to her network, she knocks down an army figure. Every morning, she puts all 10 of those back up. And her goal is to knock down those 10 every day by performing 10 quality outreaches to 10 people in her network. Those are micro goals, you guys. Those lead to her being a successful real estate agent because, as Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So tracking your daily activity is key to accomplishing your larger goals, you guys. Some micro goals or KPIs. How many contacts are you making every day? How many appointments are you setting? Right? Just being understanding of your numbers, your metrics, and are you meeting those? But setting goals. Say, over the next 12 months, I want to list homes that are at least $500,000 in price. I want to generate at least 10 buyer leads every month, with turning 2 of those 10 into actual showings and one of those 2 into an actual accepted contract, right? Set those goals, because if you're not setting goals, who knows if we're actually going to achieve those larger goals we want to set, like those income goals. Okay. So each of those should have a target and they should have a time frame associated with those. And my bonus law, you guys, use a CRM. If you're not using a CRM to manage your people, then we for sure have people that are falling through the cracks. And I love a CRM for just staying in touch with people. My recommendations, anything from a Lion Desk to a top producer to one of my favorites. It's a little pricier, is Follow Up Boss. But anything in between, you guys, as long as you're using it effectively, you're doing a great job. And then just to recap, these are the 7 laws. Understand lifetime value, know your people, tell your unique story, tap into mindshare psychology, deliver value, create unique experiences, and set those micro goals. Those are the 7 laws. Hopefully you have all those down. If not, definitely jump back into this video later. And lastly, embrace your people. Operate from a place of abundance, which is the right side, versus a place of scarcity, because abundance is all about gratitude driven, creates peace of mind, wise choices, and positive outcomes. That's the win-win that we all can create in this business, you guys. Let's get down from that crazy real estate roller coaster and create abundance in our world. And trust is built with consistency. Let's be consistent with everything we do in this business, because that is the one element that's lacking from our business is consistency. And that book I mentioned by Seth Godin, my favorite author, is called Tribes. And Tribes is all about leadership. And when you start really focusing on the fact that you are a leader, you're going to see your results. You're going to see your income increase. Thank you so much for your time today. I know we went 5 minutes over. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully everybody picked up at least one thing that's going to help you in your business, you guys. I know I covered a lot of ground today, but I really appreciate your time. And again, I appreciate all of our sponsors from today. You guys, hopefully you got those sponsors' names down and you reach out to them to see what they can do for you in your business. I will see you at my next session. I know Lisa's got me scheduled for a few more. You guys definitely jump into those.
I absolutely do. Thank you, Aaron, so much. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Please check our calendar for Aaron's next class. He's coming up in September I'm so sorry, I had the page and then dropped it. September 16th, to brand yourself like a Fortune 500 company. And then in October, we have him booked to teach a Instagram Reels. So make sure you check the calendar and look for those classes, sign up for those, tell your friends about it, as he has just a wealth of information to share, and we appreciate his time. So thank you, Aaron. Thank you, everyone, for attending. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye, everybody.